I've learned that as a Black woman in America, that I am resilient and that I can help through my experiences in life. I am married. I've been married for 19 years, and we have two sons. One is 17 years old, and then I have my son who is 21. I think about more than ever the fact that, my sons are no longer 10 and 7-year-old boys. My sons are entering into the world now, so our conversations have kind of shifted. They've shifted to things like, what areas to avoid and when you're driving late at night. You do not have over 3 people in the car with them at once. Not wearing hoodies while driving. And there's 3 steps to follow when you are pulled over. These are the conversations that we've had with our sons. So yes, this is my reality. And today, this is really Black Americans' reality. So our conversations are based on survival. And sadly, in some cases, it could be life or death. Like all mothers, on a personal level, I want to carry their pain and their struggle and shield them from this crazy world. As an African-American mother of 2 awesome young men, may I add, our worries are different. Our prayers are different. Our conversations are just different. The emotional response that I had from the George Floyd video with him crying out for his mother was something that I can't put into words. It was something that was so painful and so powerful at the same time that it literally shook my body and made me weak. To think about him crying out for his mother, all I could hear was my sons crying out for their mother and me not being there to help them. All I could see is my husband crying out for his mother or myself and no one coming to his rescue. So when I see something so painful and I hear it, I had to stop and think, what can I do with this pain? How can I turn this pain around? How can I make this pain a message to where we foster change? What can I do from my seat that can push change forward? Because that video of George Floyd and that audio of him calling out for his mother left me feeling hopeless and like we have so much work to still do. Shortly after, George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery passed. But, on this morning, I woke up with tears in my eyes and my heart was full of pain and kind of sorrow. I was thinking about the Ahmaud Arbery's and the George Floyd's, and that these are someone's son, someone's dad, someone's brother, or friend. And like I often do, I talk myself through it. I said a prayer, I dried my eyes, I did my morning routine, and I put a smile on my face and I logged into my computer to start my day. Shortly after I logged in, my son came in and to tell me that he was going to go jogging. The difference in the conversation for me was that, again, I had to shift the conversation. And as I shifted the conversation, then my mind drifted. I had to explain to him why and where to run and to think about his surroundings and to maybe not wear a hoodie running in these areas. And maybe let's talk about the appropriate times to run because things are different. Times are different. Like most of us working from home, our team has a group chat where we check in on each other, we share stories. And as I looked at the chat messages from my team members, I quickly noticed the messages and the tone of the conversation had just shifted. My team members expressed feelings of overwhelmness, sadness, and really a loss for words in the midst of the racial and all the civil unrest that was happening and shown on the news. So my heart said, we have to talk about this, and really now is the time. And with my manager's help, I reached out to my team members and I said through an email, I hear you, I feel you, let's talk. And it's totally voluntarily, so you can join me if you'd like. I had no idea what would happen actually next and who would join. And let me tell you, every last one of my team members showed up. We shared personal stories about our childhood and our backgrounds. We talked about perceptions and biases. We shared feelings about the civil unrest and injustice that's been happening to Black Americans. And really, a few of us even held back tears. But most importantly, we listened to each other. We learned from each other, and we were able to really support each other. And that is what happened whenever the conversation shifted. And you know what happened the very, very next day? The conversation continued, the learning continued. We shared appreciation for the conversation and having a platform where we felt comfortable to even talk about it. We felt safe to share, and we exposed differences and understanding where people came from and their background and why they were silent and felt like they couldn't say anything. The shift worked. Giving everyone kind of an opportunity to share his or her story is a respectful, mutual, supportive type of setting that we can set for each other, opened and shifted that conversation for us to listen to learn. And that's when healing begins, when we listen to learn. Because, you know, from our leadership to our team members, we really embraced truly what it means to be inclusive. Allowing that safe place is something that will foster healing and growth. Biases are common and unconscious, and some are even conscious. I think first, you know, let's acknowledge that we all have these hidden biases, and sharing personal stories is a great icebreaker and a trust builder. So these are the ways that we can uncover the fact that these are hidden biases. And I'm not frustrated by the fact that we all have biases, because we're human. But when we really become an ally and support and speak up for one another, we're able to then identify these biases, and then we're able to talk through them and listen with intent to learn and understand. And we really do learn how to make these changes. We have to acknowledge, identify before we can change. In the past months, the pain of our country and that we're feeling as a result of racism and injustice is really impacting me, and it's impacting Black Americans, and it's impacting my sons. Some of the most painful moments though are teaching moments and learning moments. So I can easily share with them through my life experiences and dealing with systemic racism and at different times in my life, the emotional and social and educational barriers that constantly remind me of how far we have to go. For me, I don't want this to just be a moment like it has been in the past. I want it to be a movement. Yes, I feel energized, hopeful, and optimistic. But the difference today, right now in America, is that white America and other non-marginalized groups are speaking up. They're using their voice, their privilege, and their platforms now to really dig deep and understand what it truly means for us to really say and live Black Lives Matter. So let's not take our foot up off the gas. You know, a great example of not making it a moment but a movement is Ameren's movement to make diversity, equity, and inclusion one of our corporate values. So let's aim for change of the heart, not just change of the mind. Step up, have the courage to shift the conversation. Slowly, things will change and change will come.